Hello, Steve here. Welcome to Real Health. Who'd have thought health is about what we're eating? Join me on my quest to disseminate my go-to health regimen, the Health 44, my clumsy branding of eliminating 4 classes of food, introducing 4 classes of micronutrients. Bingo, bongo, health sorted. So thank you for your interest. Let's do this. Welcome again. You've clicked on Nutritioneconomics Rebalanced. So as per most all episodes, I guess, I'll stumble my way through this. And it's just another one of those health ideas I've come up with, and let's go. So I referenced quite a few times through this podcast series that a roast chicken in the Middle Ages used to cost, in today's money, between $350 and $500. Protein was expensive. History was expensive. For nutrition, death was pretty cheap. So once or twice I mentioned the cost of eggs. The year 1900, about $50 in today's money, $20 in today's money in 1950. Protein costs are coming down, aren't they? Protein was so expensive that to the, I guess, Incas and the Mayans, that we went down the track of cannibalism. They invented these rituals, spiritual rituals, to sacrifice people to the gods, children too, and there was no animals around. They were all hunted out, and to stay in that one place, animals aren't going to, come and live there anymore, because they'll get the chop. So plant-based was tried. And that's where some of the carnivore people will suggest that ketos will suggest that vegan is no good. But we have ample supply of plant-based foods now. And the reason why carbohydrates was down the bottom of that food pyramid half a century ago was, firstly, it gave you ample calories for survival. The reason why, say, 5,000 years ago, we went from millet as, especially Egypt's staple was millet before, and 5,000 years ago we switched to wheat, becoming it's more economically, the economic utility of wheat was way more superior, kept for longer, was cheaper by the bushel, and that sort of thing. It became very expensive when British sailors were dying of scurvy, and they became known as the limeys, and they tried to get some limes, lemons, and that sort of thing on board. That added to the cost, didn't it? So some of these historical principles of needing grains for the cheapness of the calories that we need. We need calories to survive, don't we? So, and when calories were invented, calories were pretty much invented where when energy units were also invented. Let's put an egg or milk. No, it would have been solid food. So bread in like a fish tank. Let's light it on fire and see how much water is displaced, heat, that sort of thing. And that's how calories were invented. Because people that ate more got fat.
So it had to be an issue with energy in the food, didn't it? We're becoming a bit more nuanced with understanding calories in the current age. So, and the reason why grains and sugars became normalized part of our early last century. Meat was still quite expensive. Judging by the eggs, protein was expensive. So to get ample calories on board, let's load up the population, because all calories are the same, you see. So let's load up the population with things that don't go off. We don't get bacteria in it. Let's put grains in a box with a bit more sugar, and bingo bongo, we have breakfast cereal. What breakfast is cereal. So the last half century, well, the last 1 century, when you were well off, because even even cereal was quite expensive at the turn of last century. It came down in price half a century ago, and now it's like cheap as chips, comparatively speaking. Wheat and sugar combined is very inexpensive, and now that 60-80% of our income used to go into calories into our food in the past, our staple stuff, our macros. Now that our food expenditure might be 15 to 20%, we need to quit it. We need to quit it with the carbohydrate and the sugars. Well, my internal jury is not deliberated fully. I've got 11 jurors saying no carbs, and I've left one juror there to hold up all the other jurors to see what's happening there. I've done a recent episode on grains. Maybe let's cut out grains because we don't know what they're doing. So ancestral diet, meat, proteins, fruit and veg is a good start. I don't even have much fruit and veg in my diet, so I've pretty much gone heavy keto is my description, where I don't have cheese. For those keto people, they've got their own crack in their diet when they load up with cheese, and that'll keep you going all day, that cheese. So yeah, beware keto people. I used to have cheese, quite a bit of it, and even though I was slimmer, I could see that I could go all day, but I didn't need to because I was satiated with the micronutrients. Ooh, there's my little edgeways to get my regimen out to the world. As a quick side note, this is what I do advocate for the world, and it's not that cheap, but maybe increase your nutrition to 30% of your income, and your health will give you another 30 years of life, at least. The younger you start, the better. I started approaching the age of 50. I was 47 when I started this whole game, this thing that I push onto the world. And I haven't looked back. So I have this clumsy branding of the Health 44. Health happens when you do the 44. The first four of the 44 is taking away 4 classes of food, 90+% of the supermarket glutens, oils, sugars, nitrates, nitrites out. You can't eliminate 90+% of the supermarket. You must. You better. And then bring in the second 4 of the 44 is bring in the 4 classes of micronutrients that the whole food supply chain, the whole world is deficient in. The 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 2 essential fatty acids. Health happens within no time, depending on your age, your congenital issues, birth defects, culture. Yes, different cultures have their foods, and it'll be hard. It'll be hard. I've even done an episode titled something like "The End of Breaking Bread." That's it. And yeah, you need to be unsocial to be fit, healthy, and slim like me. So that's the quick plug what I prescribe to the world. And so maybe we need to increase our food budget. It's not increasing our calories. Maybe it doesn't really matter. But increase your protein intake. Don't worry about fats too much. Need to worry a little bit. And quit it with the processed foods. Yes, the processed foods have come in, ultra processed. Even ground beef is processed, right? So the ultra processed stuff, that's what's contributing to our ills, our ill health, and the like. So, and we need to supplement with those, the 90 declared essential micronutrients. They're declared because our body can't make the ample the ample amounts that we require. And the reason why there's 90 in this iteration of nutrition is that those 37 that are deemed essential in the mainstream, it just doesn't work because our bodies have a lot more minerals in them, a few more vitamins, 3 more essential amino acids. So before we wait for another mineral, another vitamin, another amino acid to become essential, to be approved by consensus, just take them all because our bodies contain those minerals, all those minerals that we're missing out on. Especially, there's only 13 that are declared essential by the mainstream. The last one was declared in 1950. While we're waiting for another, and we still keep on dying around the age of 80 and dropping because we're getting even less minerals, take 90 declared essential micronutrients, especially the 60 minerals. I'll go through longevity. There's other suppliers out there, especially get those minerals in colloidal form because they'll be 70% bioavailable. Depending on the damage to your villi, it'll be less. If you get it through your salt, if you're relying on your minerals to get it through your salt, you're only going to get 3%, 5%, 8%, maybe 15% if you're 15 years old. Especially quit the glutens and you'll absorb a bit more from the salt and you'll absorb more from the colloidal minerals. So our budget needs to come up for our health's sake. No more breakfast cereal for our kids. Let's reduce their function, reduce their brain fog, increase their mental function and physical function as well. And maybe we'll reverse our declining life expectancy because it will be declining. Okay? Look around you. Oh, but Auntie Ethel 92. But Uncle George, how about Uncle George 57? Okay, just look around you, okay? So I think I've made my point. We need to supplement with those 90 declared essential micronutrients. It'll cost you $2,000 per month if you get all those dribs and drabs of the micronutrients we need. If you get this, then that from your pharmacy and this from the supermarket, because you can't find it at that shop, you got to get it all in one place. Longevity is my go-to. I don't think anyone else does it better. And there are nuances in people's conditions. I've got my services there. They're in the show notes as well. If people want to reach out, I don't care if I don't get many takers, but At least I won't be 103 saying, I told you guys, I wish I should have prescribed things for the world back half a century ago. I'm now 51 for those interested. So, okay, increase, not complaining about the price of food, the price of your macros, the price of my proteins doubled, or whatever it is, for all the gym bros and that sort of thing. Micronutrients. Fellows, ladies, endurance athletes, you better be supplementing those minerals, especially because the exercisers, the athletes out there, if you're not supplementing the right way, I take the potassium, not enough. And the sweat, I take electrolytes. You need much more. You need much more than the average sedentary person. When you work hard in the sun and sweating, and you're an athlete, you're sweating and that sort of thing. You're leaching minerals that were bound for your physiology, for your cells. So you need to supplement even more. So your cost of your athletic pursuit has gone up. If you're a laborer, your cost of replacing your sweat has just gone up. If you want to add 30 plus years to your life, it's got to be done. It's got to be done. So, right. Now I think I've made my point even better. Okay. Hopefully until the next time, bye bye.